Hello everyone, I'm Gama Putra from I Love Network. I'm so happy today because beside me there are two beautiful ladies here.
Riding through the sound, I hear the wind moaning.
How are you guys?
I'm very wet.
You're very wet because of
From the rain.
Yeah. You have to give that context. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. And for you, it's the first time in Hasselt?
Yeah, I didn't get to see that much of the city yet, but I'm hoping to walk around a little bit afterwards and see a little bit more what's going on. So, it should be good. It seems very cute.
All right, thank you.
Cozy.
Yeah, maybe we can start from Thanh Mai. You can introduce yourself to our audiences.
Je m'appelle Thanh Mai. I live in Hasselt. I work at the University of Hasselt as well as PCVO, and I'm an English teaching assistant here in Hasselt.
All right, and
hi, my name is Jendaya Jones. It's Jendaya Jones. Je suis Jendaya Jones. And, I'm also working here in Belgium as an English teaching assistant with the Fulbright program. I'm working with two secondary school institutions in Brussels. I'm happy to be here.
Nice. Talking about Fulbright, I'm sure that not many people at home knows about what is Fulbright actually. It sounds not so familiar for Belgium, I suppose. Could you give in general what Fulbright does?
I guess I can start. So the Fulbright program takes, at least for the United States commissions, we take the U.S. students can either apply for research after they recently graduate or teaching abroad, and they essentially they pick one country, and I think we're in more than 140 different countries, and if they get selected, they get to live abroad and get funded for a year. So either do research or to teach.
Okay, research and teaching. And both of you are teaching in Belgium?
Yes, we're both English teaching assistants.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So do you do specific stuff in Brussels? It's a bit different, eh? You go to the secondary school, and Thanh Mai, you go to the university.
Since I'm working with secondary school students, I would say that my work is, it's a bit different at each of them because I work at one secondary school and one after-school program, and so in the secondary school I work together with teachers, like actual teachers that are in the school, and so with them, I try to give cultural presentations about the US and about English-speaking parts of the world to sort of entice the students into wanting to learn more about English. Whereas in the after-school program I do that stuff as well, but I also try to have some focus on grammar and spelling and how do you pronounce things as well.
What do you like most?
I think I like the cultural presentations the best just because it's more interesting, but grammar is important. So,
All right. And what do people normally ask about American culture?
A lot of people ask me about politics, which I think is natural given the current climate of everything. But people also, a lot of my students were very interested to hear about things like football in high school and prom, and one time I said it like just in passing, and that turned into a whole 20-minute detour about like, where was your prom dress from, and like how was it like, and everything like that. So it's always little things that come out.
Thanh Mai, you have told me before about your background because you sound like news presenter. If you listen to Talen, could you tell us a bit about your language? How do you get that accent?
God. Okay. So I didn't learn English until the age of 5, and so I learned all of my English, a lot of it from watching PBS, which is a public broadcasting station in the United States. So I don't have a southern accent, even though I'm from New Orleans. And so now I have a weird accent, which I'm not sure where it's from. And it's an ongoing debate amongst my friends what accent I have, because it's not a southern accent, but it's also not any other accent either.
I would say my vote is for Australian, but I think I'm one of the only people that thinks that.
Okay.
I also went through a brief period in my life where I was doing like a fake British accent, and now I'm kind of stuck with this like intermediate between American and British. And it's like,
All right. Going back to the theme of Fulbright, so it has been about 7 months. You are both in Belgium. And do you have any expectation from local school, local people of local government to run your program to get more support, perhaps, that you can tell to the audiences?
Expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would necessarily say like an expectation. Personally, as an ETA, you know, I always appreciate it when local organizations reach out to Fulbright. For example, the Commission reaches out a lot and they invite us to a lot of conferences, a lot of different events. And I find that really helpful just as a way to learn more, not just about Belgium, but also about the EU in general. So yeah, I guess I personally really appreciate gestures like that. And in terms of local organizations, I mean, I'm not sure how I would say that I expect them to reach out to us, but I know that as an ETA, I make an effort to try and, you know, so I take a Dutch class at the CVO in Brussels, and I also was playing with a local soccer league for a while, so I try and make an effort to like integrate myself into the community through these different activities.
And how is your Dutch, by the way? Hoe is your Nederlands?
Het is goed, maar ik spreek een veel klein beetje in het Nederlands. Maar ik studeer 2 keer per week en I hope it keeps getting better. So
Yeah. Okay, tough. Yeah. And Tanmay, what about you in Hasselt?
So I kind of agree with you. I think that it's not really the locals' job to reach out to us. It's our job to reach out to the locals, because that's really what we're here for. We're here to have cultural exchange, and the only way for that to happen is for us to sort of have conversations with people who are different from us. And so I make an effort by taking a lot of classes lately. So I'm taking a yoga class, and I'm also, I know it's the worst, but like, yeah, I'm taking a yoga class. I'm also taking a German class.
All right.
And it's really funny. I've been talking, I think I told you this, that I've accidentally been learning Dutch in my German class, because my German class is taught by a Dutch speaker, and he only explains things in English a little bit, and so all I do is hear German and Dutch for 4 hours.
Oh my god.
Every week. It's very intensive, and so I also take a course at PXL as well, and so basically at the moment I've just been taking a lot of courses to like sort of like interact with people, and I tend to interact with a lot of different people lately. Like sometimes I interact with my colleagues who are like 25 or like close to 30, and then sometimes I interact with like professors who are actually like closer to 60, and then I go to class and interact with people who are like 18, and it's very strange. I've just been interacting with a lot of weird locals from a lot of different backgrounds. They're not weird. I think no, they're normal locals. I'm just the weird one.
All right. Okay, nice. So for the local people, what kind of service that you could deliver to them, if you have any idea, perhaps?
Yeah, well, as Tom said, I think our main focus here is it's really to sort of encourage cultural exchange between Belgium and the US. And so I think, you know, if you're a Belgian, if you're a local and you meet one of us, just like talk to us, because that's the point of why we're here. We're here really to, you know, help our two countries continue to have a good relationship. And yeah, I mean, I think personally, since we're both English teachers, I'm always like very happy when people are like excited. They're like, oh, like an American, now's my chance to like practice English. And you know, like one of my roommates is always asking me, oh, like what's the cool slang? But I'm like, I'm from New Jersey, so we don't really have cool slang. But yeah, I think just, you know, in terms of interpersonal interactions, we can be like really important there. And I think also whenever there are chances for service, I think that interests quite a few of us as well. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I usually get asked from people to do lectures, and I love it. I love doing lectures because I get to like present all the parts of the United States that I really like, and parts that you just never get to see in the media. And I think one of the really important part of Fulbright is like representation. You get to actually meet an actual American. You get to hear their story, something that you don't see, you know, on TV. Like a lot of Belgian people tend to ask me like if I've ever been to New York, and I've never been to New York. Okay, but I'm from the South. I've never been to New York, and
Why not?
It's very far.
How far?
It's like from like Madrid to like I don't know.
Like Italy?
Not Paris. I don't know.
Italy.
It's from Madrid to like maybe Amsterdam. It's like quite far. It's like not close.
Yeah, it's not close at all. Like
it's an 18-hour drive.
It is, yes. And so, yeah, so I've never been to New York, and so they always ask me questions about New York. I'm like, I don't know anything about New York, but I've been to Boston. I can tell you stuff about Boston. And so it's just really nice to like, I don't know, I think it's really nice for them to meet me before me to also meet them and to talk to them about what I like to talk about.
All right.
And then I also have a tendency to be really comfortable with answering uncomfortable questions they ask me, and they tend to ask me a lot of uncomfortable questions, and I love that. That's what I live on. And so if they ever want to invite me to do a lecture or a talk, I would love to do that.
Okay, so we may put your Facebook or your contact maybe on this
I don't know, my email
address. Yeah. And actually, a Fulbright student are not only just you, right? How many students in Belgium right now from Fulbright?
I think, let's see. So we have people in Brussels, Leuven, Louvain-la-Neuve, Ghent, Antwerp, Hasselt, Brussels. Is that it, or am I missing one? That sounds like.
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
So we're in 7 cities. We also have a commission in Luxembourg that we work quite closely with. And so I think it's altogether like 10.
10.
Yeah, well, I think we should also consider researchers as well.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so I think we have.
Can we like count at the end and can we like do this again at the end and like give you a real number?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would say we have at least 20, but probably more than 20.
Is the researchers you mean?
Yeah, with including the researchers, because they're also fulbrighters.
Okay. Great. So we'll broadcast also this program to another city. So it means that in that cities, perhaps via your contact person, they can also contact another Fulbright student in their city to know more, or if maybe they can collaborate together.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
And after this, Tanmay will help you to explore Hasselt.
Oh, amazing! Thank you.
I will take you around at least for coffee.
Yeah, and Hasselt's speculoos.
And speculoos, yes, you can have speculoos coffee and
That sounds
mucho
awesome.
gusto.
Mucho gusto. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. It's in Spanish.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's my favorite coffee shop.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So let's say see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.